good, y'all? You know what I'm saying? 15 craziest moments caught on police body cam. I ain't gonna waste y'all time. We're gonna get right into it. My Instagram in the bio, in the link, in the description. Click it. Press follow. It don't cost no money. It take like 30 seconds. Click the link. You know what I'm saying? And go on about your business.
Raid in Indiana that could have gone a little smoother.
Golly.
And a kleptomaniac who decided to steal a police car in Texas, to a brave officer in Wisconsin who wasn't about to let these cows perish in a fire, and a hair-raising race through hell.
Golly.
These cops escaped a massive
That's in California?
Here are 15 unbelievable moments caught on police
wildfire. They were driving through Godzilla.
Lufkin, Texas is the largest city in Angelina County. It sits in eastern Texas, about 120 miles northeast of Houston and 170 miles southeast of Dallas. They're home to about 34,000 people and one incredibly bold shoplifter. Tasha Sponsler likes to steal. The 33-year-old woman from Pollock, Texas, was already under arrest after robbing a cosmetics store. While handcuffed in the back of a squad car, Tasha decided to hatch one more robbery. Stealing the police cruiser. She somehow managed to free her hands in the back seat. She then decided to see if the coast was clear. All the officers were too busy talking and pulling stolen eyeshadow out of her bag. She used the distraction to climb into the front seat and peel away.
Yeah, about that. God dang! Hey! God.
Time to go!
The chase was on. Normally, officers would be chasing a truck or a tricked-out sports car. Now, they were chasing one of their own.
I don't get why she ain't like skirt off in the cut and just ran.
Footage from inside the stolen cop car shows the moment Tasha's joyride came to an end.
Damn.
She's lucky the car spun out instead of flipping over. Officers surrounded the vehicle and punched out the window. Tasha was okay. She was just upset that her joyride had ended so abruptly. You can't hear it, but she allegedly made a sarcastic comment when officers asked if she was hurt. In the end, Tasha paid dearly for her decision.
Yeah.
She was sentenced to 45 years in prison based on her prior convictions. It was the last joyride she'll ever take.
Well, she live out a sentence.
Sturgeon Bay, Wisconsin is the largest city on the Door Peninsula, the thin strip of land jutting up from Green Bay into Lake Michigan. It's home to about 9,000 people and a small herd of cows that owe the local police department their lives. It was June 25th, 2023. Officer Andrew Crabb was on his way home.
They don't. Oh, wait, hold on. They don't owe nobody nothing.
When he saw thick black smoke rising above the barn. He could have sworn he heard panicked mooing in the distance. By the sound of it, some innocent cows were in trouble. The cows trapped behind the fence escaped thanks to Andrew's heroic actions. If the fire didn't get them, the smoke inhalation would have. Looking back, it almost seems like the first cow showed Officer Crabb where to open the gate. It runs to the chain, taps it,
and
then
smart,
moves
bro.
away. Andrew would have figured it out eventually, but every precious second counts in these situations. Thankfully, no humans or cows were harmed during the fire. Firefighters arrived moments later and were able to save most of the barn. Portage, Indiana is a small city on the banks of Lake Michigan. It's about a 40-mile ride northwest to Chicago and 2.5 hours south to Indy. Portage usually avoids the headlines, but news crews flocked there in January of 2024 to cover a survival story unlike any you have ever heard. It was Wednesday, December 20th. Matt Ream had just lost an old friend. The funeral was in Missouri, but prior commitments kept him in Portage that night. The plan was to drive south on Thursday to be there on Friday morning. It had been a long and emotional day. Matt was tired and his mind was racing. He missed his exit on his way home and wound up heading north toward Chicago. Then, out of nowhere, a deer appeared on the road. Matt swerved and crashed through the highway barrier. He rolled his truck, skipped across a creek, and landed hard under the highway overpass. And there he sat for 6 days until somebody finally found him.
6? 6 days? Oh my God.
Words when I have male's conscious breathing.
6 days? Ain't no way he ain't had no snacks in that car.
That is Mario Garcia, a local fisherman who was looking for a spot along the creek. He and his son-in-law noticed Matt's truck and assumed the worst. When they walked over to inspect the wreck, Matt twitched and opened his eyes. Mario jumped out of his skin and called the police. Matt was alive but in rough shape. He was severely dehydrated and hadn't eaten anything in 6 days. He told police he had survived on rainwater. He even apologized for going to the bathroom inside his truck. The wreck pinned Matt's left leg, and he'd lost feeling below the knee. He'd broken both his right hand and his right ankle. He couldn't have gotten out of the truck no matter how hard he tried. All he could do was sit and scream, but the overhead traffic drowned him out. As officers waited for firefighters to arrive, one filled our BodyCam officer in on how long Matt had been trapped there. He also offered some theories on how it could have happened.
Thanks, bro. Yeah. It sucks. Yeah. Jesus, how long has he been there?
They said 6 or 7 days.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But, I mean, nobody would have seen this thing
No.
falling.
He roll off the side or what?
He must have hit it, like, I don't know if, is that a wheel?
Maybe. Yeah, that's the...
Yeah. But, I mean, it's not weird to see a wheel on the side of 94.
Firefighters arrived and hooked Matt up to an IV bag he desperately needed. Officers cut the airbag away from his car while others used the jaws of life to cut the truck apart. The rescue lasted into the night. Thankfully, it was the last one Matt had to spend in his truck.
Hey, you got 2 nurses en route to you from the helicopter.
What?
2 nurses from the helicopter en route.
Okay. Hey, Zach, PD's bringing out the helicopter crew.
I think fire stopped. We're stuck there.
Who's bringing them up?
One of your guys, one of your units.
Andy!
I can survive for 6 days. 7 may be pushing it a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Just let Andy...
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm already in it.
Matt made it to the hospital, where doctors were able to save his life. Sadly, they weren't able to save his left leg. Still, Matt maintains a positive outlook on life. He plans to write a book about his experience and become a motivational speaker. One day, he hopes to return to his love of running. For now, he's grateful for the 2 men who found
bro.
him. There's
7
no
days,
telling
light
how
work.
much longer he would have survived.
Light word.
August 18th, 2023, 4 p.m. The Spokane County Sheriff's Department responded to calls about a wildfire in northern Spokane, Washington. The wind was howling, and the fire was moving faster than expected. Many of the locals would have perished before they knew what was happening. Thankfully, Deputy Britton Morgan wasn't going to let that happen. He raced toward the fire and began ushering people away. Some went in a hurry.
Yeah, what I'm
Others
talking about.
refused to leave, caring more for their animals than their own safety. Deputy Morgan didn't know it, but his body cam was rolling the whole time. It documented his harrowing escape through what could only be described as hell on earth.
Sir. Do you have a ride at least? That black car? All right.
Adam texted. I have one male at the address 13 was just at. He's refusing to leave. Thank you.
The farmer couldn't stand the thought of leaving his horses behind. Deputy Morgan would have dragged him away if he could, but there was nothing he could legally do. Morgan began warning other officers that the fire was headed their way. The escape window was shrinking quickly. Luckily, a different officer, Deputy Nave, had managed to warn another homeowner about the blaze. The man hopped in his truck and barreled down the road with Deputy Nave close behind. Morgan let both men pass before pulling out and joining the line. Had he waited any longer, he may not have made it.
Adam 515 status.
Holy.
Step on the gas. 9-3, get up out of there.
Fire just jumped the road at 13717. President's there.
Well, I know that look like a movie.
13717 road.
Man.
Oh my God.
You're not getting me today. Eat my fat head fire. Hurry the Dave! I don't want to die in this.
Go ahead.
10-week. One adult male, one adult female sheltering in place. What was the address that we needed to check?
Hurry up, Dave!
Who wasn't answering her phone?
I believe it was. Acre 514, your status?
That John crazy, boy.
That was f***ing hairy.
Copy, Baker 515, your status.
Remember, Deputy Morgan didn't know his camera was on. Those lines weren't rehearsed or scripted. That was a pure adrenaline-fueled pep talk he gave himself in the car. He was getting out of there alive, and nothing, not even fire, would stop him. The story came full circle once Morgan escaped the blaze. The horse farmer from the beginning arrived in his black car. He must have been behind them the whole time. You can hear the raw emotion in Morgan's voice. He is elated that the man is okay.
That is 695 copy. We're working that.
Oh, thank you, bro. I was so worried about you. Are you okay? I know you're probably sad for your horses right now, bro. I'm glad you're alive. Okay.
Sadly, one person lost their life in the fire that day. By August 30th, it had burned nearly 11,000 acres and destroyed an estimated 120 homes. But the total damage would have been much worse if not for Morgan and Nave's bravery. Volusia County, Florida encompasses all the cities and towns around Daytona Beach. It's home to over 500,000 people living between several coastal towns: Coronado Beach, New Smyrna Beach, and of course Daytona Beach. This wild police story takes place in Ormond Beach. It was June 5th of 2022.
That looks so
The
far.
Volusia County Sheriff's Department received a call about a stolen jet ski on the Halifax River. For context, the Halifax runs parallel to the Atlantic Ocean, forming a long barrier island in East Ormond Beach. Our thief was 2 miles downriver. If he reached the ocean, he'd be gone for good. Luckily, some locals were happy to lend them their boat.
To let us use the boat. You can. I know you got lots of boating experience. Hey, right here, Sheriff's Office. Sheriff's Office. Put your hands. Put your hands up. Come over here. Come over here. What? Swim. So you're gonna take a jet ski and you don't know how to swim? Yeah,
Yep, you heard that right. This moron decided to steal a jet ski even though he couldn't swim. Luckily, the police found some rope on board.
Do you have any weapons on you? Take this line, tie it to the front of the jet ski. Any weapons, guns, knives, anything.
38-year-old Ronald Williams was taken into custody for trespassing and grand theft. Jim Hagan and his sons had just gotten the boat on the water when police arrived. The officers asked Jim to drive them out into the lake, at which point he suggested they take the boat themselves. After all, this jet ski thief could be dangerous. He and his boy waited 45 minutes for the cops to return. They couldn't believe their eyes as the suspect was hauled away in handcuffs. It's unclear if Ronald ever learned how to swim.
Yeah, I know he ain't learned how to swim.
On July 29th of 2023, police officers in Cleveland, Ohio had just pulled over a silver Infiniti near East 116th and Kinsman Street. The driver and
Hey, to get
passenger
him some
exited
better
the
cameras.
vehicle and
A
began
GoPro
walking
shoot
away
more than
as police
this.
approached. We're guessing they had something to hide because this young kid wasn't about to stick around.
Hands out your pocket. Hands out your pocket. 5092. Go like this. Got anything on you, man? No. Stop running.
Oh, he running into the forces. Oh!
He's running towards 114 in regalia. White t-shirt. Red shorts.
Unfortunately, the suspect was much faster than our body.
Much faster. He
Lucky
running
for
into...
him, his partner had been working on his cardio. That's him running by, hot on the suspect's heels. Let's pick up the chase from his perspective.
Talking his head down. You know that's the scariest thing ever. You running your fastest and he just hawking you down. It looked like he
Officer
jogging.
didn't know that the silver Infiniti driver had returned to his car and was heading to scoop his buddy.
Oh, I seen this and then he tried to pull him out.
And just like that, the suspect got away. Thankfully, our officer let go before being dragged any further. He was okay, just winded from a quarter-mile sprint around the block. According to the official report, the officer refused medical attention. He was probably more upset that the suspect got away. Evansville is a small city in Vanderburgh County, Indiana. It sits just north of the Ohio River, right along the Indiana-Kentucky border. It's home to about 118,000.
I don't know. I feel like being a cop so fun, but it's so
local
dangerous at the same
SWAT
time.
team. In June of 2012, Evansville police executed a search warrant at the home of 68-year-old Louise
Extremely
Malone. They
dangerous.
traced threatening messages against the police department and Chief Billy Bolin to the IP address connected to Louise's house. Somebody inside wanted to harm police officers and their families. Louise didn't think the flashbang grenades were necessary.
I'll get the screen door. Okay. You guys won't have to worry about the screen door. I'll get it. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go down. Go down. I'm behind you. Go. Go. We're here.
You got an MP5 allotments up. Tilt to the
I
side.
got high. I got high. Front door's open. I'll get it. I got it, Jeff. I'm gonna go to the left side. Police department, search warrant! Police department, search warrant! Ah, hey, what?
Golly. It's funny because they could have like just knocked. I don't know. Could just knock and then did all this. Search warrant, shot the shot the glass. I don't know why that's funny to me, bro.
With you. Need one.
With you? Hey, just relax. One on front of the couch, there.
Up, hun. Get up. On top of your head. Put your hands on top of your head.
Get female right here.
At least like
I got
3'1".
We need one in the back.
Need one.
She's standing up. But she's
Need one in
short as
here.
I don't know what.
Need one back here, guys. One coming out with one.
SWAT proceeded to clear the house without finding anybody else. As the story goes, a man named Derek Murray made those online threats against the department. He was never inside Louise's home. He was just connected to her Wi-Fi via his cell phone. It's unclear if he and Louise knew each other. Evansville and Louise agreed to settle her lawsuit for $60,000.
Yeah.
The SWAT didn't admit guilt, fault, or wrongdoing in what some called a botched raid. Meanwhile, Louise got a new glass door, plus whatever was left over. Hurst, Texas is a small city of about 40,000 people between
I never
Fort
heard of
Worth and
Hurst.
Dallas. On April 7th of 2018, police officers responded to a call about a car parked in somebody's living room. A driver had lost control, veered off the road, and slammed through the wall. But that wasn't the only thing they broke. When the driver crashed, they severed the natural gas line leading into the house. The scene became a ticking time bomb that went off as soon as police arrived.
433. Right here. Go past it because you're gonna fire truck's gonna have to get here. Go over here. Okay, that's good. Shit! 222 to you copy that? We had explosion in the house. Hey, you all right?
Oh my God.
Get up!
Let's see that again from another officer's perspective. Reports claim the explosion happened at 400 Myrtle Drive, but that was incorrect. It actually happened at 433 Myrtle. You can tell by the before and after photos on Google Maps. 3 people were inside the house when it went up in flames. Thankfully, officers rescued everyone and brought them to the hospital. The driver, 35-year-old Alejandro, was arrested for driving without a license. He was later turned over to U.S. Customs on an immigration-related matter. The home, which had been in the family for decades, was rebuilt even stronger than before. It's unclear if they still rely on natural gas. Wausau is a small city in northern Wisconsin. It's home to about 40,000 people and a landlord who thought someone was breaking into one of his empty apartments. On August 5th of 2022, he received a call about a broken window at the City Walks apartment building. It was on the 2nd floor, which was strange for a break-in, but not impossible. He called maintenance to investigate. Luckily, there were no robbers inside. But what they did find wasn't necessarily safe. A wild turkey had crashed through the window and was running amok in the apartment. Officers from the Wausau Police Department came with protective arm sleeves and nets to catch the bird. Sure, it's not a tiger, but a turkey's talons can still do some damage. Officers arrived at the apartment and prepared to breach. It's unclear if bird B&E was part of basic training.
I see it. How big is it? I think it's doable.
Oh yeah. It's walking around.
It's not a tom, so that's good. All right, should you just go in at it? What are you hiding over there for?
You got the gloves and the net. Come on, just go.
All right. Yeah. Old dude's getting.
This turkey rescue wasn't going to be as easy as they thought. Eventually, they trapped the bird in a small room, which made catching it a little easier.
Got in one room.
Okay, keep it in that room. We need another nap. Because I'm useless.
Oh my God. Got him.
Hey, well done.
All right, now I just don't know what to do.
How far down?
I mean, we're on the 2nd floor. It's probably not mega suitable to just.
I got him. Hold on. Brady, hold on to this.
Bro broke the door?
Alright, let's go outside.
Okay, here, look up. We got her.
Thankfully, they decided not to throw the bird out the window. Just because it has wings doesn't mean it would fly. In the end, our officers released the bird outside, and it ran away into the trees. Now, you might be asking why they didn't call animal control. Well, Wausau is a tiny city. According to the patrol captain, they only have one specialist to handle these situations. When they get wild animal calls, it usually falls on their patrol officers to deal with it.
That's tough. They should be getting paid more because of that.
Cats are natural climbers, but sometimes they get stuck in places where they can't get down. Where do you think the famous line, "Help, my cat is stuck in a tree," comes from? On February 1st of 2019, police in Lufkin, Texas, responded to a call about a cute little kitty cat stuck in the branches over the road.
To this day, I ain't never seen nobody homework get ate by a dog and cat stuck in a tree. The two most said sayings. Never seen it.
Officers Trotty and Stallard arrived to find the cat stuck about 30 feet off the ground. Luckily, one of them had a blanket and a good idea.
Hey, we'd catch that sucker.
Yeah, but...
Well, we can, trust me. I can get that cat down. Hold this blanket. Hold it out wide.
Catch that fucker.
Now, you let that cat fall, that's your fault. All right. Hang on, come my way a little bit.
Trotty and Stallard got themselves in position under the tree. Now came the difficult task of convincing the cat to fall. Since communication wasn't an option, Trotty resorted to shaking the tree and hoping for the best.
Come on down, cat.
I'll wait a little bit.
Come on down, cat.
Come on, cat. Got it.
Come on.
That's a kitten.
We got that cat.
The cat was a stray that somebody had seen stuck in the tree. Since nobody claimed it, they named it Trotty after the officer who saved its life. They brought it to a local animal shelter and put Trotty up for adoption. Elyria, Ohio is a small city in Lorain County. It's home to roughly 52,000 people living 30 minutes west of Cleveland. Unfortunately, illegal drugs have become a problem in Elyria in recent years. According to the Public Health Department, there were unusually high rates in 2023. It was May 6th of 2023. Elyria officers were tracking a wanted man named Brandon Sherrill when they observed him run into a home on Kenyon Avenue. He and his buddies didn't have much time to hide as officers entered the house. Let's just say they chose all the wrong places. The man in the dryer is Michael McCloskey. Compared to the other officers, Michael,
if y'all new to the video, I just watched this.
Tall, if not taller. He would have made a great contortionist if he didn't get involved with crime. He also wasn't the only person hiding in strange places.
All right, you man, whoever you is, get down here, whoever you is. Okay. Can you get up there or no? All right. You gotta give me a
Yep. One was in the attic. One was like next to the dude that was in the washer, like under the stairs or something.
Who else is up here? Is it normal to hide in the attic?
We both been on there. Come on.
The next suspect thought nobody would notice if he stayed quiet under the blankets.
Wake up. Wake up. Can you stand back up for me, please?
To his credit, Brandon had the best hiding spot. He tucked himself under the stairs and watched all of his friends get arrested. Thankfully, Elyria officers weren't that stupid.
You really think we're that dumb? Get up. Stand up. No. Come out.
The thought of prison weighed heavy on his mind. To calm his nerves, Brandon decided to light up a cigarette. We're surprised the officers let him smoke it. In total, police arrested 7 suspects inside the house, including the homeowner, another man, and another young woman. All 7 were charged with drug-related offenses. Let's just say the police found plenty of evidence inside the home.
Yeah,
in an official
we seen that
statement,
picture.
They said the Elyria police.
Well, I seen that picture. My bad, y'all. I don't know if y'all.
Individuals has made the Eastern Heights neighborhood and the community a safer place. Now, instead of squeezing into the dryer, this little gang will be squeezing into a holding cell. Cobb
County.
Georgia is a cluster of towns directly northwest of Atlanta. It's home to about 766,000 people, plenty of whom live in apartment complexes around the county. Some are lucky enough to have pools, which are great for escaping the Georgia heat. On February 21st of 2024, officers in Kennesaw, a small city in Cobb County, were called to the Heritage Park Townhomes complex. Someone had crashed through the fence around the swimming pool and was now stuck on the cover. Officers had to act fast before the cover broke and her car sank to the bottom.
Is he conscious?
Yeah, he lifts his head up every once in a while.
Okay. Go ahead and step out of there for me. Cool. Yeah.
Is that an alcohol bottle?
Sir, come on. It's cold in here, okay? We're gonna get up. Come on. Come on. Let's go. You're gonna come with me, okay? Come on. Out of your pool. Got it.
The woman was unresponsive, likely suffering from a medical condition mixed with hypothermia. Police began covering her with towels and blankets to try and warm her legs. Fire and rescue arrived moments later and brought her to the hospital, where she made a full recovery. It's unclear what caused her to crash through the fence and pass out. It may have been something alcohol-related, or she could have suffered a medical emergency behind.
One thing about white people, they'll get in that water with no hesitation. With no hesitation. Look, she just chilling in the water. Yeah, she was in here, man, you know.
Officers would have never been able to
Oh,
save
that
her.
water cold, isn't it? Hey, you can hear me? Hey, get out of there.
It's a cluster of cities and towns south of Seattle.
Hey, bro.
Home to about 900,000 people, making it the second most populated county in the state. All of those people share a backyard with plenty of big game animals like black bears, cougars, and elk. On September 1st of 2023, the Pierce County Sheriff's Department got a call about a scared wild animal. A male elk had gotten its antlers caught in a tree swing. The Sheriff's Department would typically wait for animal control to tranquilize the elk and cut it free. However, a delay left our two deputies to rescue the animal on their own.
Easy, boy. Easy, buddy. Easy. It's okay.
I wish I spoke animal so they could just be calm. That'd be so fire.
Our deputy tried to cut the rope, but the elk wouldn't let him get close enough. Remember, this is a panicked animal. One wrong move, and those antlers could cause serious harm. Luckily, the other deputy came back with some helpful tools. Those branch trimmers should do the trick.
Easy, buddy. Easy, boy. Easy. Good boy, easy, partner. Good, Chad, there's one. That's working? It's slowly working, Chad. If I could just get the one more. Trying to keep him between me and the tree.
All he had to do was cut one more rope, but the elk kept moving further away from the tree. As soon as the officer came out from behind cover, it charged.
I know. Easy. Yeah, I'm good.
Let's see that again from the other officer's perspective.
You all right?
Thankfully, he was okay. Now it was the other officer's turn to see if he could cut the elk free.
You got a tongue hanging out.
Witnesses saw the elk again a few days later. This time, he was getting a snack out of a feeding station. They knew it was him based on the ropes tied around his antlers. But don't worry, he shed those antlers and grew new ones over the winter. If you're walking around Pierce County and find some antlers covered in rope, you'll know exactly where they came from. These deputies might appreciate them as a souvenir. If you enjoyed this video and want to see another just like it, be sure to click.
Let me know what you think about the video. Like, comment, subscribe. Me Instagram in the comment section. Or the link in the description. Check it out for me. The craziest moments caught by police. Have a good one. For your Jamaican man. Wagwan.